So tonight is exciting. We are going Yooper Stone hunting. We got all our equipment and we think we know a good place where this camp was washed out years ago. So a lot of erosion. There were some big waves the other day. We're hoping we're going where no one else has been to find some Yooper Stones. Are you
Right.
excited?
I'm excited. And just to note, we are at the end of July. And
Yeah.
I've got my winter garb on because we're out on Lake Michigan.
Well,
We're out on Lake Superior. And the water itself is freezing, but the breeze is constantly cold. And it's going to get down to like 55 or 60 tonight.
60.
And then you add that breeze, and that's just really cold. So
Yeah.
I would rather have too many clothes than not enough.
All right, so let's go find our spot. So we are on the shore of Lake Superior at McLean State Park on a beautiful, calm night for Lake Superior. And so we have these UV lights, flashlights, to hunt them with. And then we got a regular headlamp so as it gets dark, we don't trip over stuff. So you ready to go soda light hunting?
I am ready to go soda light hunting.
All right. So we're getting ready to go rock hounding again tonight. Getting a lot better at this. Found a big Zodiac last night. It's pretty cool. It's about a 15-pounder. Serious business this rock hounding is. But we're going rock hounding again tonight. We're gonna see what we find. Found some cool ones like I said before last night. Before the lightning and the rain and everything came in. Got a little hairy out there, if you know what I mean. Getting a little crazy. El Loco. But we're hounds. Hound on. So this is night number 3. Searching for the Yooper Stone. We're about, I don't know, a mile from where we parked the truck. So we're just waiting for it to get dark enough. We're gonna head back towards the truck, scanning the beach, see what we find. So we had a really good score. Why don't you tell our viewers at home what it is?
It's called a Yooper Stone.
Yooper Stone, that's it. And if you're going through Calumet, you have to stop by Exploring Keweenaw and meet Johnny Gladstone. Here are just a couple pictures from his art gallery. He does some incredible work and has some really cool stories to share. And if you're looking for a good place to go rock hounding, he's the guy to talk to. Tell him Dan and Julie sent you. If you make it all the way up to the Copper Harbor area, I highly recommend you go by Fort Wilkinson. This Army fort was built in 1844 and originally occupied by 2 Army companies. They were brought up here to help local law enforcement keep the peace between the crazy miners and the local Indians. However, this proved unnecessary, and there was never a single shot fired in anger from this fort. Then when the Mexican War kicked off, the Army troops were moved south to Mexico to fight in those battles, and this fort was left by a single Army sergeant, Sergeant William Wright, and he was the caretaker. And then after the Civil War, the Army reoccupied it for a very short period of time, only to abandon it completely in 1870.
We are at Estivant Pines, a nature preserve, which is having some of the, actually it has the oldest white pines. Some of them date back to 300 to 500 years old. This area is one of the few areas that have not been logged during the time of like logging, and even nowadays, since it's a nature preserve, they're definitely keeping it as clean, or definitely keeping it so that nature and everything can continue to happen. I think it's going to be really cool. Apparently some of these trees are 3 to 5 feet in diameter. I think that's going to be really neat, and of course they're like really tall too. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what this little hike has to offer. It is about a total of 2.5 miles trail, so it's a nice easy one, but we just heard from somebody that just did it and said there's some really steep parts throughout, so I'm really curious on how maybe what their idea of steep parts or not is. So let's go on a walk.
So this is the first giant pine we've come to. It is huge. It just keeps going and going and going. Here's Julie next to the trunk to give you a little perspective. So this is why we bought the wagon. So when Maggie's out of breath, we can keep on going. However, this trail is not the most conducive to the wagons. So she has to walk a little, ride a little, walk a little, ride a little. And along this trail, you can find some really cool tree trunks that are in various stages of decay. I think Julie even crawled through this one. Final thoughts on Estivant Pine Forest Park.
I would come for the hike. The trees were pretty. They were really big, but there were not many close towards the trail. There was a whole bunch into the woods, and it was very difficult to kind of see or get the perspective of them. I mean, not saying that it wasn't beautiful, but I would come for the hike and not come to look for the pines.
Yeah.
I guess.
The magic of this forest here is it is absolutely untouched. Nothing has been logged, nothing's been cut down. It is all natural.
Yeah.
And it dates back prior to our country even existed. So once I wrap my mind around that, like, you know, some of the trees I touched, they germinated in the early 1500s, so long before America was even a country. And if you go in with that perspective, I think it's pretty cool.